Okay. It's on? Okay. Hi guys. Ignore the glassy stuff in it. I cracked my phone screen saver, so it's gonna be like that for a good bit. And anyways, I think it looks cool, but I just want to make a video today on the problem with expensive gear and why you don't need it. So I started making music in 2022, trying to be consistent at least. It wasn't successful, but that's when I kind of started. And the first instrument I got was this electric guitar. This is not a Fender, it's not a Gibson, it's a Licks Pro. And I'm left-handed because I'm disabled. So this one works well enough. I mean, it plays, obviously. And yeah, it has some problems. I mean, sometimes the bridges gets messed up, or these tone things don't work, but it plays, and it's a skill. It's to teach yourself how to fix the things that you own. So that was a gift for Christmas. It costs like $150 on Amazon. It's not very expensive. And that got me started out. You don't need a Fender, you don't need a Gibson, $800 guitar. I mean, Amazon for the win. And so after I got that, then I was interested in piano, because piano's my favorite instrument. It has been for a couple of years now. But I got this Alesis Concert Pro, this one right here. That one is a little bit expensive. It's like $300 brand new, but I mean, there's sales and there's secondhand, so you can probably bag one of these for 200, maybe, don't really know. But you don't need this actually, because this is an 88 key keyboard. This is the Alesis Concert. That's kind of overkill for a beginner musician. I have this. This is a recent purchase, $250. It's the Arturia MK2 Key Lab. This is a beautiful piece of equipment. It's got all these knobs, 49 keys, touch pads. Oh my gosh. And but if you can get a keyboard that's like 49 keys, I think that's a good area to stay in. And it's not like a name brand like on Amazon. As long as it has MIDI and it plays, that's all you need. So I'm sure you can find some of those for like $60. And so I mean, you start with an Amazon guitar. You can buy a cheap Amazon keyboard or somewhere secondhand, and then the third thing that I got, I'll turn my thing on, is this audio interface. Now, audio interfaces are, well actually, that's not true. The third thing I actually got, like an idiot, because I didn't research, is actually this microphone. Ignore the Reddit stickers. I'm not a Reddit user, promise. I'm not anymore, at least. I've recovered, but this is the Behringer C1, I think. And at the time, I didn't know that microphones had to connect into something. They couldn't go straight to your PC. So I bought that microphone. It's like $100 microphone, I think. And I had no audio interface and no XLR cable. So it sat on my desk for about 3 months until I purchased the Line 6 Tone Port UX2. Now, if you know any ball, you would know that the Line 6 Tone Port UX2, I don't know exactly when it came out, but let's take a look. It came out in 2006. 2006. I'm gonna show you what I have to do to get this thing started. I don't know about the Scarlett i2 or whatever that is, but let me show you. So on my computer screen, I don't know if this is upside down or not. Is this upside down? There you go. So I have to go to my files. I have to look up line. And then I have to go down. And then I have to, every time I boot it up, gotta go straight into that little file area and click. I mean, that's ancient as heck. And the website is old. Drivers have not been updated in forever. But it works because I figured out how to get it to work on my computer. Works perfectly fine. When I touch the volume button, does everything start staticky? Yeah, but just don't touch the volume button and that you won't have that problem. So I bought that. That was like $30 used on eBay. Obviously, I mean, you can't really charge that much for it. And I bought an XLR cable, and you have an audio interface, which is essential. I would recommend audio interfaces being like the third thing that you buy. So like guitar, piano, those are reversible, or keyboard, and then an audio interface, because you have to have an audio interface to record guitar. You have to have an audio interface to record vocals, and drums, depending on if they're acoustic or if digital, you don't have to have one. But so that was $30 max. The microphone, now I would recommend. So I recently got the Shure SM58, and this is one thing that I would recommend not cheaping out on. I used to record all of my vocals on the Behringer C1, and I don't know exactly if it's a condensed or a dynamic, but I do know that it is not made to record audio in a not treated room. And as you can see, I'm in my bedroom, so I have no audio panels on my walls, none of the foam things, so it's very reverberant in here, so that didn't work very well, and recording vocals on that was a big pain in my butt. But I recently got this Shure SM58, and this thing is amazing. It's like $90. It was actually got it for $30 on eBay. Always buy secondhand. $30 on eBay used. This thing is practically brand new, and works perfectly fine. Came in the box with all the attachments. That's my biggest tip. Always check on eBay first. Don't buy brand new unless you for some reason want exclusively brand new. Used, people take care of their stuff typically, especially if it's an instrument. People are not going to usually destroy that. So that is my microphone. That's the one I recommend, Shure SM58. And so you have a audio interface, microphone, guitar, piano. Now, recently, back in April, I had gotten my hands on a little bit of cash, a little bit of moolah, and I bought 2 instruments that I've been wanting for a really long time. So this one is the Fender CD60, also left-handed. Now, I didn't read, and I bought a Dreadnought. Would not recommend buying a Dreadnought unless you're making country music. This body is huge. Literally, it's bigger than it's wider than my thigh, and I'm 6'4", 290 pounds. So this thing is literally huge, but it sounds good. I think it sounds great, and I love playing my acoustic guitar. In my opinion, it's easier to play an acoustic guitar. So if I had to start over again, I would start on acoustic just because it's easier to play. And then I bought one of my most favorite instruments, a bass. These were both purchased on eBay. That one was kind of brand new. This one is a Rogue series, and a lot of people, if you look it up, they'll be like, on Reddit, they'll be like, don't buy the Rogue. The Rogue is awful. It's a bad beginner. Just buy Fender. What? No, don't listen to that. That's freaking propaganda. This thing is amazing. If you're a beginner anyways, most of the time. If you're a beginner, even if you're intermediate, I wouldn't consider myself a complete beginner on the bass because I can move my little fingers on the string, but it sounds perfectly fine, and you don't need all that a great bass. I mean, bass typically, I understand the importance of bass, but it's not heard in the front as much as vocals, as drums, as guitar. So this works perfectly fine, and I think I hate the body shape, but I can't hate it if it was $80. That's a steal. So I got that bass and that acoustic guitar for $200 kind of combined. So and my friend got me this maraca from Mexico. Haven't been able to use it yet, but thanks, JV. Love you, man. And so those are practically all my instruments. And I like to keep them positioned around me. And those all pretty cheap. And another JV score. I love you. These studio monitors. So I would actually studio monitors. Those are the. Oh my goodness, I have no idea what those are. If somebody in the comments recognizes those, tell me. But those are if you look up studio monitors on the Sweetwater or something, they're $99, I think. They're very cheap. They're very cheap. They're really good. Some people say don't get them, but in my experience, they're amazing. And studio monitors definitely are a game changer in recording music, because I used to record in these headphones my girlfriend got me. With these headphones my girlfriend got me, and they're great, but these are kind of better for just enjoying the music. You don't really want to write music and produce music in headphones because headphones don't sound the same as a speaker would, and a studio monitor kind of represents a greater spectrum of audio than a headphone does. So that's a big thing. So I would recommend getting studio monitors. They're not essential. All of my discography before voicemail was recorded using headphones. So I mean, I wouldn't say that stuff's good, but it's not poop. So like it'll be fine. And so that's mostly what I have. I have my studio monitors, I have my microphone, my audio interface. You don't need the Scarlett. You can get an older used one. I recommend the tone port. It's good and it helps you understand the basics of like what the audio interface is doing. And then I have these used electric drums, Amazon guitar. This is an expensive keyboard, but you don't have to start on this, obviously. 49 key keyboard. That one's $250, but obviously, like I said, you can find one on Amazon for cheaper. Acoustic guitar and a bass. So all of that to say that you do not need expensive equipment. Nothing in here besides this keyboard is completely brand new out of the box, like that I purchased. It's all like used, or I found it, I got it in some other way that was not buying it. So you do not need to have super expensive stuff to make good music. Steve Lacy made Dark Red on an iPhone, mind you, and like iPhone from like I don't know what year, 2010 or something like that. So like you got that song's great, and he made that on an iPhone with like the like USB to like iPhone like jack, audio jack. So like you can make music on literally anything. And the problem is I used to think like, well, my music will be good once I get a bass, a physical bass, or once I get this keyboard, or once I get these studio monitors, and that's never true. And that's a big problem, is that you develop your skill as you work with bad equipment. Like I would never recommend a beginner to buy the best equipment and the best guitars and the best like keyboards and stuff to start out, because firstly you don't know if you love the hobby. I mean, songwriting is a hobby, and that's something that you love. Like I have a bunch of other hobbies, but I always come back to music. And so if you are buying the best stuff, and having bad stuff teaches you to deal with that and how to fix it. I mean, I've had to fix my audio interface multiple times. I've had to fix my guitar multiple times. I've had to work with my mic multiple times. I learned how like bus power or whatever it is because of that poopy mic. And so like using bad equipment teaches you how nice good equipment is. So like when I got my studio monitors, I realized how great they were. When I got this bass and this nice keyboard, I realized how great they were because I've been working with stuff that was suboptimal. But it's suboptimal is still something. It's better than having nothing, and having nothing means that you can't create. So sometimes I like to just sit here and look around and be grateful for all of the things that I've acquired over the past 4 years. And it takes time to get this stuff. And ending on this note, if I were to recommend an order to get your stuff, I would recommend either guitar or piano first. Either one doesn't matter. And electric or acoustic, it doesn't matter. Then I would recommend getting an audio interface and a mic around the same time. Then I would, if you want physical drums or a bass, I would recommend getting those, and then get your studio monitors last. That is my personal recommendation. I'm not a professional. I'm not paid for this opinion. I've been doing this for 4 years. There are unks out there who have been doing it for like 50 who know way more than I do. So I would take that with a grain of salt. That's how I did it. So like, that's just my personal opinion. So I hope you have a great day, and you get out there and you create music if you want to. And if you're not, and you're just here to watch me talk, thank you. I'll see you soon.